How long have you guys been there? Shouldn't creep up on people, you know. Anyway, how you doing? Back again. So today's video is just going to be a lot of little bits I've been working on. Currently, I've just been using the cut-offs for the frame, marking out on this very rusty scrap box section. The outline, I'm just going to cut this out and start boxing that frame where we cut it. But while you're here, me and my wife knew a few things would happen when I became YouTube famous, like I am now. We predicted people would be stopping me in the streets, asking for my autograph, people shouting my name when we're walking around Tesco. None of that's happened, just to add that in, but we have had I've had a complaint. It's a formal complaint sent in on form 37121.3.1b, written by Paul Naramore, 6828. Bit of a strange name. Anyway, don't know why his parents called him that, but there we go. And he's said in his complaint, please get the camera much closer. I'm thinking he means to me, so maybe I'm not doing enough close-up selfies. I'll endeavour to do them more. He's also said, your workbench is utter chaos. So I've taken on board what he said, and as you can see, I've had a clean. I've cleaned some of it. I've cleaned a good half of it. These bits here, I can't really get rid of yet. They're a bit of they're for the F250 over there, which we don't talk about yet. So they're staying there. Other bits are just dotted around because not quite sure where to put them. But Paul Naramore 6828, I'll bring you over. As you said, you wanted more close-ups, and I'll show you. The workbench is in fact green. Still, but there we go. Workbench, way less chaotic. So I hope you're happy with that, and I hope we've answered your complaint. So what we've employed is this thing called a bin. So I'll endeavour to put things in the bin. But anyway, we digress. Let's show you where we're up to at the moment and things we've been working on. Walk around. So we've got a seat. Seat's turned up. Not going to show you what I'm doing with that yet, but there we go. So things we have worked on. Maybe I should have done this first, but we've not. So what I've managed to do is, like I said, this here in black, powder coated by Nigel, I want to add, who did this for me, using the old powder coating station over there. What we've done, drilled holes here into the CBR 1000 yokes, bent this bracket a little bit, and then welded on these top plates here, little P-shaped ones, and these drill holes were already in the yoke. So that's allowed us, we had to make a little bit of a bracket, but with this bracket we can use the NTV headlight. So keeping costs down. And the other reason why I've done this is because this big hoyo here, and these brackets is where all the wiring loom was wrapped up. So rather than shorten it, start cutting it onto bits, I figured if I just use a standard headlight, a bit rusty, won't get this. We'll probably cut that black. But yeah, we're going to use a standard headlight. Change the bulb. We've been playing around with different bulb ideas. I'm going to get one ordered off eBay. I want to try and get a clear bulb if I can, to try and get a bit more light for when we're doing the ride. Apparently it's bad through Scotland. So, other bits I've been messing around with. The exhaust. Just tripped over my own stand. Great. See, you're going to complain about the mess on the workbench. There's mess everywhere. So the exhaust is what we've been working on a little bit. The two tubes did have this collector, but it was all the way up here. So I shortened the two tubes back to final this tube here off the front cylinder. Well, that comes around there. I've left literally just enough flat here to bolt the collector onto it, and then we're going to have to adjust this pipe here. All I've done so far, believe that or not, is, see, I've got spare tubes, but I don't want to cut them up. All I've done so far, look, it's just that tube upside down. So I cut the section off, and then I went to put it back on, didn't realise it upside down. It's like, oh, I don't even know if it fits. So probably have to cut it here, extend it a bit to make this gap, and then we've pretty much got it. Get the silencer in there. Probably death wheel this bit off here, just to tuck it up nice. So that's one thing we're working on. There's a little closing panel here. I'm going to get that welded up soon. Probably not today, I'm ready to time now. And the other idea I've been playing with is this big disc on this wheel. Let's get this little clip on now. So that's the factory wheel. This is just a piece of, I think it's called duraluminum or composite. It is like a thin aluminium, plastic, then aluminium. Really easy to work with. Because you can cut it with more standard tools that everybody has around. And then what we're going to do, when I've worked out wood, I'm going to draw and screw it, but I'm going to draw and screw that to that wheel. Basically, it's just for the look, because I like it. So okay, I've waffled on enough now. We'll do a bit of a hyperlapse. It's probably going to be tomorrow, to be fair. Don't know what I'm going to do. Might do some welding. Might do the exhaust. We'll see what I feel like doing tomorrow. But I just feel like coming back doing little bits on it, and then we get a bit confused, like what the blooming heck we're going to do to that seat, because it fits like, it doesn't fit very well. Wasn't what I had planned. Although should be nice and comfy because it's a gel seat, but currently I've got issues that I'm going to have to address. So what I think what I want to do with that one, I just carry on with some little jobs, and that's what we're going to do on this one. Okay. Catch you guys in a bit. Do a bit of a hyperlapse. Get some free music in the background. Speak to you in a bit. Okay, so what you probably maybe picked up on the Hyperlapse then, I didn't stop, I was just whizzing through it. So what we did with the old marking out red, not blue. Scribed my circle around, measured my diameter, used the old pi d or from pi r squared to get my circumference, and then divided my circumference up to get my equal bolt pitch. Drill and tap them into the hub, and then opened up the centre to take the original Honda cap. So once that's painted, I think that'll look pretty ace. Again, that's just something I like. Whilst that was happening, we had the bits in the oven from being powder coated, so we've got the brackets and the headlight now, so I'll just pause you for a second and throw those in. And just like that, with a bit of movie magic, fitted. I've powdered it in semi-gloss because I don't want the headlight to attract too much attention. So semi-gloss sort of makes it go away a little bit. What I've also done as well, because we noticed when we was working on the frame that this water pump cover, I've lost the bits now, but the water pump cover had a crack in it. So I would have shut my ride right down. So I picked it up off of eBay, and then while I was working in the powder coater, a bit of dirt. We've powder coated that ready as well, so that's protected. So what we're working on next, I think I'll finish off the exhaust next. I'm still waiting for, I can't fit this yet because I'm either gonna remake this gasket or buy one. I don't know which is gonna be cheaper, but I think they're on a couple of quid, so I might buy one of those. Water pump itself looks in pretty good condition, really. No worries about that. I've heard about some corroding and failing, but that looks all right. So let's crack on with some exhaust pipe then. See you in a bit. Okay, so the exhaust. Got to show you this because you probably wouldn't believe me unless I showed it to you. So this is pretty much where we were. I thought I'll cut it here, bring that piece up there, stick my 10-15mm piece in there. So I played around with it and watch this. Seriously? I don't even believe it myself, but I'm looking right at it. So I'm not going to weld it. I'm going to get my good mate Rick to weld this because he's better welder than me on stainless. Don't tell him I said that, but he is. And I don't want the exhaust breaking on my bike ride because that would be horrible having to ride that for 1,000 miles with an open pipe. So we are going to wrap this video up here. The next video is going to be doing the valve guide, not valve guides, the valve clearances, that's the one. The valve clearances. So I'm going to get, on the next video, we're going to get the carbs off quickly, and then we'll do the valve clearances, and we'll just have a video just on the valve clearances. Okay. That's it for now, guys. As always, after this pop-up will be my donation link, so please donate to the Cancer Research UK if you want to, or if you don't, I don't mind, but I'd prefer if you did. And like and subscribe, and keep sending me some comments what you think of the progress so far. Thank you very much, guys. See you later on.